In last class, we discussed the empty array concept, declaring empty array. So first of all, why it is required? Why we have to declare? So that is one question. The reason is when it comes to real-time scenario, that means, so when a company or organization, when a company is giving some project to do some tasks, so for this some developers. So if they say that, okay, in my company there are 1,000 employees, for example, there are 1,000 employees, then perform various tasks like store their data, store the data of employees, and print or give us the biggest salary or highest salary. Yeah. Sort them in ascending order based on the names or maybe based on the and all. So then arrange the salaries also in ascending order, something like that, or descending order. So these are various things. So to perform all these tasks, do we need the data or we need, if you know the size, it's enough to perform the logics? Do we need the
Size
data?
is enough, sir.
Yeah. If we know the size, that's enough. Correct? That's the reason the concept is there for empty arrays to declare the array based on the given size. The data can be given at any point of time, like we discussed in yesterday's class, to read from the keyboard. We create the array, we perform the tasks, and we'll leave it or we'll give that to the client. The client can enter the data and client can see the results according to their data. So our job is to write the logic appropriately, which works for every scenario according to their count as 1,000. So that's the reason empty arrays concept is there. When it comes to empty arrays, what is the syntax? The syntax to declare empty arrays is the data type, then array format square brackets, variable name of programmer choice, then assignment operator, new, data type again, then square brackets size, semicolon. So this is the syntax of empty array. Yeah, so here again this data type can be anything, but the main important point is we discuss the property of array that arrays are objects in Java. Now here you observe it looks like a class name, then variable name equals assignment operator, then new keyword, again the class name, something like this. So here this is nothing but new. New is important for giving the, for creating the object. So because of that creation of object, it looks like an object. That's the reason the arrays will be stored internally, or arrays will be stored in heap memory. So why in heap memory? I ask you to just remember on the day, but here it is because of this syntax. And what if we declare like this, int some array name x equals some values, say 100, 200, and so on. So this also internally it will be considered like this above syntax only internally. So we will be writing like this, but still this also has to store in heap memory only. It is because even though we are writing this syntax, it will be considered internally as the above approach. That's why arrays will be stored in heap segment of memory. Yeah. So then once we declare these empty arrays, one most common mistake is previously we have practiced all these arrays. When we are declaring directly, we will be using a flower brackets to declare. Therefore, we also tend to make a mistake of using flower brackets to declare the size. That's a common mistake which I have seen in my previous batches. So remember this point. It has to be square brackets only here. Yeah. So then followed by the first simplest questions. What we can expect is when it comes to empty array scenario, the first question is write a Java program to copy one array elements into new array, new empty array. It means what? There is one array with some elements. Those elements we have to copy into an empty one, new empty array. So that is a requirement. So for this, first let us take one existing array, say int the array name x equals the array elements are flower brackets 100, 200, 300, comma separation like this. There are 5 elements are there. Yeah. Once we have these 5 elements, what the requirement says? Copy these elements into new array, new empty array. So for that, first we have to declare one empty array. It is the empty array size should be same as the previous array or not? To copy these elements, the size has to be same or different?
Same, sir.
Why it should be more than this? If it is more than also, then one extra element will be there. No, what is that extra element when we are copying? Then that is not there in this array while copying. So therefore, it should be precisely same size of the existing array. So for that, what to do? To declare empty array. So here, to declare this empty array, what we have to take care is, so since the previous array is integer type, this also must be integer type only. So int type. Array name has to be different. So y equals syntax new int type only once again flower brackets. Sorry, square brackets, then semicolon. So here what we have to write? Here, can we leave it as empty? Size we must write, otherwise syntactically wrong. Then what we have to write in place of this? Previous array size is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements are there. How do we get that? Number of elements. How do we get it? X dot length. For this array, x dot length, array name dot length property will give a value of 5 or not? Yes or no? Then here also we have to use the same thing or not? Yes. So is it good practice to give a number 5, or is it good practice to give a number, prop called length? Length is a
Giving length is.
proper way, so or professional way. So, but giving the directly values as a length property with a value is not recommended approach, because some later we add some more elements into this, then that will not work. That's why it is always use the, even though this is correct, but it's not a professional approach or recommended approach. It is correct, but the correct way is or recommended way is x dot length property, so that the previous array size will be always the same as the empty array size as well, always. So that's the reason this is not recommended. It's correct. Yeah. So after having this, then x is one array with 5 elements. Y is also one array, 5 empty cells. 5 empty cells are there currently. Then what we supposed to do? What we have to do? We have to copy the array elements into this empty array. So how to get this 100? Yeah, x of what's the index value? 0. That has to be copied to which index position of y array? Y of 0 only. Correct or not? Then x of one element has to be copied to y of 1 only. Similarly, like this, x of 4 will be copied to y of 4 only. Correct or not? This is the meaning of copying the array elements of one array to empty array. So currently I'm not giving reverse order and all those things. It means by default it's the same order. So that's why 0th index position of existing array element to the 0th index position of the empty array. So this is the process. But can we write a code like this? No, because it's unnecessary duplication. Only the index numbers are different in these scenarios. So for that, can we generate a loop? We have to generate a loop which is starting from 0, which is ending by 4, which is last index, which is the last index of the both of the arrays. Am I correct or not? Even for this array also last index is 4 only. And for this array also last index is 4 only, which is nothing but how to get last index? The array name dot length minus 1, or y dot length minus 1 also same only. Yes or no? Yeah. So based on this understanding, take a for loop for int I equals, indexes will start from 0, then I should be less than or equals x dot length minus 1. Can we also use y dot length minus 1? No, if I use y array, will there be any problem? Y
No,
dot,
sir, you can use it, sir.
yeah, x dot length minus 1 or y dot length minus 1 is going to give what number? Same number only. Therefore, it doesn't make any difference in this scenario. So we can use both. We can use both, but I'm using x only. Then followed by I plus plus to increment each time index number by 1. So here, for these non-repeated values of the code duplication, I repeat my statement. For this non-duplicated values of the code duplication, we have to generate loop always. That's what we have been doing. And we have to use that scenario to generate a loop for non-repeated values of a duplicated code. Then followed by what is the code? X of the index value to be copied to or to be assigned to y of the same index. Then that index is there in which variable? Which variable? So x of I has to be
I.
copied to y of I. That's all. This is the process. So once we copy, then to see the output, whether it is copied in a proper way or not, we can print a y array. We can print y array so that we have to just see the same order of x elements. So since it is also multiple times we have to print, because each time you have to print after copying. So after this copy statement, I'm using the prints function to print y of I element, which is same as the x array, but not in array format. One after the other will be getting the output. Understood? So this is the first question on empty arrays, where how to copy one array elements into another array. So for example, again, I am taking integer based, but it can be any other type also. The logic is same. Concept is same. The types will be changing. So syntax. So here representation, if it is character, single quotes, string array, double quotes, those things only difference, but the program and the concept is same. Am I clear? Yeah. So next thing. So here I am challenging you by asking a question to write a program to copy array elements one array elements into new empty array in reverse order. So what is the meaning of it? For example, if one of the array, again I'm going with integer, like I said, once we understand everything about integer array, we'll go for character array based questions. Int array, some a is my array, equals, the array elements are 7, 21, 3, 9, 6, 8, some 10. Just randomly, no logic in this. So what is the expected output? After copying. So here in the previous question also, just observe.
10, 8, 6.
The question says only to copy. Then do we need to print or not? It's optional. We no need to print. Just for our understanding whether it is happening as per expectations or not, we are printing. So here also, I am asking to only copy. But if you print it, if you print the new empty array, the output has to be 10, 8, 6, 9, 3, 21, 7. I'll give you 5 minutes. Please do this.